Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Let's switch gears now and talk about some other issues, especially issues on security and national matters. To the South-South region now, where governors of that region have agreed to adopt a security outfit to address the security challenges in the region. The governors had a closed-door meeting in Asaba, the Delta State capital, earlier in the week. The governors also agreed to resuscitate the BRACE Commission, a South-South regional initiative which would help to harmonize policies that would drive the economic cooperation and integration of the region. The chairman of the South-South Governors Forum, Senator Okowa, joins us from Asaba for more on the issues tonight. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, Governor of Delta State and Chairman of the South-South Governors Forum. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on the program. Let's begin by talking about the necessity for the South-South Security Initiative. First and foremost, what name have you given to it? The Southeast, your counterparts in Southeast, they've given it a name. Your counterparts in Southwest have also given theirs the name Amotekun. What would they want in the South region be called?
We have not actually come out with a name, but we took a long discourse on the issue of having a regional security. And we have asked the BRACE Commission, which has been put to a restart, to work out the details and to brief us as quickly as possible.
So what necessitated it? Is it because your colleagues in the other regions are coming up with the idea, something that has become maybe a trend in the governance of Nigeria, or there is an urgent need? What exactly is it?
Actually, most of the governors in the South-South region, we've been working individually as states trying to cope the various security challenges that we have. But we thought that it would be best if, as a region, we came together to collaborate with ourselves, realizing that we actually do share boundary. And especially when you're talking about the issue of herdsmen, farmers clashes, they come through similar routes, and from one state they can progress to another. And even when you come to the issue of kidnapping, which has been a very troubling challenge at the moment, you find people operating probably at those states, and before you know, they're in Delta, and in the next few days, they're operating also in River State, and it goes that way. So we thought that if we're able to start a regional security outfit, we'll be able to co-monitor and co-share information, working along with the security agencies, and put the initial processes that we had as individual states to be managed as a regional outfit in such a manner that it will become more productive.
So, in essence, because considering the nature of the South-South region, some of the states in the South-South region have some have like 30% of water and have about almost 70% of land. So the terrain in the Niger Delta region or the South region is quite different from what we can see in perhaps the Southeast or the Southwest region. Are you considering having different templates for the different terrains? For example, the water area, the mostly areas with water, and those areas with land.
Obviously, we're going to have different templates for managing it. It's a holistic management. When you come into the waterways really, the thing that tends to confront you more is going to be more of sea piracy and bunkering, things considering bunkering. And of course, there's a different approach in such cases. But the issue is that when we have a shared information and the shared security communication between our various security agencies and communication between our youths, who also have to give us a lot of intelligence and information, we will be able to manage the regional security in a more effective manner. Because especially when you're talking about the waters, the waters from Delta, for instance, they link up with Bayelsa, and that's how Bayelsa also links up with River State, and that's the way it continues. So when we're able to work together, both the official security and the security we're going to put in place, we'll find that it is easier for us to be able to manage the security challenges both on land and in water.
The challenges in the South-South region might be very much different from what we see in most parts of the other parts of the country. For example, there is a group called the Coalition of Niger Delta Agitators, CNDA, that has criticized the move by the governors of the South-South to create these security outfit. In fact, they're accusing some of the governors of corruption, and they say, look, the motive behind creating this outfit is to fight perceived enemies or opposition. How would you react to that?
The fact is that whatever you do, even when you mean the best for our states and the best for this nation, you always have a segment of people turning it into politics. Some people want to criticize you. But as governors, ours is to do things in the best interest of the states and in the best interest of the larger majority of the people. But we cannot stop people from playing politics out of whatever we do. No matter how right you have it, even if you construct a good road to somebody's home, because he wants to play politics, he will criticize it. So we are not going to be deterred by the criticism of some groups of people, that we are elected as governors to do the best we can to secure our people and to bring development to the people. And that's exactly what we're doing. And we do not have to obtain permission from anybody to be able to do what we want to do. As long as we are convinced, and having sat in a meeting, we are fully convinced that there is a need to share a security approach. There's a need to support the security agencies, the police, the military, to support them with the civilian outfit that we have, in whatever name you call it, so that collaboratively we can truly become more efficient. And the police and the military, they already agree that there's a lot that the states are doing individually, and that we've been able to bring out within our communities, we've been able to bring out youths who are able to help and assist them at the moment to gather information and gather intelligence, and also link them up with where they have to go to, especially when you go into the riverine areas. So they are quite happy with what we're doing. So when we collaboratively work as 6 states within the South region, I believe that we're definitely going to achieve better results than what we're achieving as individual states. So we're convinced, and we are going ahead to do what we think is right for our people.
Some experts have criticized some of the governors of Nigeria about this security outfit. Some of them would think that first and foremost, you need to tackle the issue of poverty, which is one of the reasons for criminality. You mentioned the issues of kidnapping as one of the major problems of insecurity in the Niger Delta region. Are the governors of the Niger Delta region or the South region thinking in this light? How you combat poverty, how you eradicate poverty? A lot of your people in the riverine areas are in abject poverty. Are you thinking about how to take them out?
Definitely, yes. I believe that in the last 4 years, I can speak for most of my colleagues and also speak for my state. We do know that poverty has continued to create a situation in which people don't find food on their table, and a lot of people are beginning to take to criminality. We are doing all kinds of things as governors to try to engage our youths. It is not easy because the finances of the nation, is deep down, and the finances of the states have also been equally so badly affected. But a lot is being done. Just as we have various empowerment programs to engage our youth, I'm aware that in all the states, youth are being engaged in agriculture. Entrepreneurial programs are running in all the states, and my state particularly, I'm very much aware of that. And beyond that, we are beginning to look more into technical education, where we are going to continually ensure that our children acquire some skills and not just the paper work in terms of education. We're looking into several means of empowering not just the young boys who are out of school, We're also empowering the girl child. We're empowering women. And these programs are designed to begin to take people out of poverty. We definitely need a lot more years to be able to take people out of poverty, because we came in a time in 2015 when you're very much aware that in the first 2 years, it was very difficult because of the recession we went into. And if people believe in that we can just rework the economy within just 2 years after the recession, then we may not be telling ourselves the truth. So we are mindful of this. And as we continue with the programs that we are doing to be able to engage many more youths, we must continue also to tackle the level of insecurity that we have. And unfortunately, the issue of the farmers herders clash that is coming in now is actually something very different from the poverty that we find within our people. You find that most of the people that rear the cattle do not actually, they are not from the south part of the country. And that also is creating a lot of problems for us. We're dealing with it in many ways. And that's why we also believe that in working together, we can handle this issue a lot more better than we're dealing at the moment. And when you come in talking about the issues of piracy, yes, some of our boys who are hungry are out there, but we are doing everything to engage them. And we do not believe that criminality is the way out in trying to
All right.
solve the problem of poverty.
Yeah.
Ought not to be. Yes.
All right, Governor, I'd like to shoot a two-edged sword to wrap up the conversation tonight with you. And one is going to be on the issue of the Brace Commission. The Brace Commission, which had Bayelsa, River State, Cross River State, and the states within the South-South region. It looked so much it died at some point. But if you and the issue of the Brace Commission of the South-South region beyond oil was very popular at some point. But now we understand that you want to bring it back. What is going to be the agenda for that? If you can answer that in a few seconds. And I also add the fact that most of the Niger Delta area, the waterways, the pipeline, this you will need the consent of the federal government and the security agencies that are federal in nature. Have you spoken as a region with the president on this matter?
In the first, talking about the Brace Commission, is the functional secretariat, or what we call the working secretariat of the Governors Forum, because the governors constitute the Brace Governing Council. So we're restarting it really, because it was created in 2010 and worked up to about 2014. And it was slowed down. Unfortunately, I don't want to look at the issues, but we realize the importance to be able to deal with issues of security, of economy, issues concerning the agricultural development, health development, and all other sectors of the economy. The secretariat is supposed to help rework the programs of the various states, find out how we are going to collaborate with ourselves to be able to bring out the best of the states and the best of the region. So we're definitely going to support the Director General and his team to be able to function better and to bring out the result. Luckily for us, a lot of work has been done in the past, but it is for us to be able to put that work now into action. And that's exactly what we're doing. Concerning the security, in our various states, we work very well with the security agencies. Everybody knows that somewhere like the IG has been talking about community policing. And because the security agencies realize that they cannot work without the civil society, the civil society, they cannot work without the civilians themselves. So they realize that this collaboration is in the best interest of our various states, it's in the best interest of the nation. And when we have worked out the details, of course, we approach Mr. President and let him know what we're going to do. It's not going to be a question of hyping up what is done. It's going to be done in the best interest of the nation and the best interest of the states of the South-South region. And it is best for us, particularly as most of us produce oil, it will also help to secure our oil facilities the more. So it's a holistic arrangement. That's why we have asked the Brace Commission to put things together very quickly, and then we'll host another meeting, which we're going to take the details of it and move on to do what is right to be done.
Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, governor of Delta State and the chairman of the South Governors Forum. Thank you so much tonight for joining us and speaking to us on these issues. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.